My name is Amy Youngblood, and my daughter is in the special needs program at Jackson Road Elementary. I volunteer. I go on the field trips with them. I do the class parties. I think that inclusion is important in today's society because even though the children are a little bit different, they need to be included in everything. Special Olympics is a huge thing for her. She gets to do things like her brother does in his sports, so that's her big day. My grandparents go, her grandparents go, aunts and uncles. It's just a big day for us, and we really enjoy going. I would say for my daughter that being included is a huge part of her development. She gets so excited when she's able to sit with the regular kids at lunch, or when they see her out when we're shopping and they say hello to her, or in the hallway, it just makes her light up. My name is Amy Youngblood, and I am an agent of inclusion.
My name is Lisa Bates, and I work as an ESOL interpreter. I work with all ESOL families, and I serve as a liaison. Well, when I meet the families, I see what needs they have, and I notice that a lot of parents didn't understand a lot of the policies and procedures of the school system, but they really wanted to become part of it. And so what we did was put up together a curriculum so that we could teach ESOL classes. So at night on Thursdays, we teach school policies in Spanish and provide them templates so that they can learn how to fill out emergency cards or any type of needs that they have at the school to be able to communicate effectively. Everybody has a desire to improve, to become part of a community, and if we exclude them, we may be missing out on special talents, abilities. We live in a world where there's so many disasters, and we all come together during a disaster. Why do we have to wait for an emergency situation to do that when we can all do it now? We all are human, and we love our neighbors, and that's what we need to do. We need to love our neighbors. It doesn't matter where they come from, what they look like. They have the same emotion and feelings. If they still bleed, we're all one human race. So giving them the respect and the dignity, I think it's important. These parents, they have been amazing. They show up, they are eager to learn, they're enthusiastic, they want to become part of the community, they express it, and they're very excited, and they're hoping this is a long haul. They're in it for the long haul. They've already said it. My name is Lisa Bates, and I'm an agent of inclusion.
My name is Brent Forsen. I work here at Griffin High School. I have been here for 19 years. I'm a moderately self-contained teacher, special ed. I like to make sure that my students are doing everything that a regular ed student can do. I have been very fortunate in having students that come into my room. One of our football players, Daryl Matthews, and Mr. Pyron come in. They help out students. They help them with their math. They help them with any kind of activities that we're doing at the time. They just sometimes just come in to give them a hug and say, "Hey, how you doing?" and then go about their day also. So that's been very neat to have our students involved with my students. Our preamble of our Constitution says, "We the people." And so I like to, when we're in this building, I like my kids to be able to do everything that any other student can do, whether it be going to lunch or going to an activity or singing or even being in the hallway. What I call is I like my kids to take a hike. So they take a hike during the 5-minute break and they go to the bathroom and visit with some of their friends and then come back to the room. I think just the idea of having a special needs student or a special needs child, just informing people about how their disability affects them, and then being able to realize that, hey, they're just another person just like anyone else, to include them in activities outside of the classroom, also in just, in everyday life. To be able to, because they like to do things just like we do. During February, we do basketball skills, and to see the students come out and just some of them for the first time learning some basketball skills, others at the high school level and the middle school level being able to play and get a game going and those kind of things. That's always exciting and a good time. Also, just the bowling and skating activities. Bowling I really enjoy, and they enjoy it, just being able to get out and do some sporting activities. My name is Brent Forsen, and I am an agent of inclusion.
I'm Natalie Wood. I'm the principal at Crescent Elementary. At Crescent, we do a lot of work where we actually include students from pre-K through 5th grade, and we get them in groups actually now. So our PBIS program is one of the main things that we've done this year for inclusion. We just developed that relationships of all ages and of different children. When we talk about inclusion, it's not just our special ed. We try to include our bus drivers and our lunchroom staff and everyone, and really develop strong relationships across the whole school. My son is special needs, and so as a parent and a principal, I have kind of a perspective of how do you deal with that. And when you think about it, I guess that's where I have a lot of compassion about special ed students and also their families, because of the struggles and the challenges sometimes that you're faced with being a parent of a student who might struggle in school. So I think that it helps me to really have that compassion toward the parents, to help them understand and kind of get through year after year with trying to work with children of special needs. My name is Natalie Wood, and I am an agent of inclusion.
I am Brennan Crook. I am currently a parent of 3 lovely daughters in the school system, and I'm part, or I guess the head volunteer for the parent group at the Griffin Enrichment Center. As a parent of children at the Enrichment Center, I really believe it's very crucial that we create an environment not only where everyone feels included, but to make sure special talents are being met and needed. So that atmosphere for the children is very important. So we have to include them in our daily lives, and some do have very special needs. So when they're in their home school, they get the inclusion and they're able to work in society, and they're learning lessons of society and how to be a functioning member of society. So when we then allow them to go to the Enrichment Center, we are able to create the atmosphere where their needs turn into a creative lab to increase their talent. Inclusion is important, but we also have to keep in mind everyone's different. So by throwing everybody in one pot and calling it this is what it is great, and that helps us become well-rounded, but we still have to make sure we're touching on the points and the keys of everybody's born gifts. We call those needs sometimes, or special needs, or things as such, but they can really be gifts. Now, how do we learn to take those and make them into something special and encourage that gift that's been given? That's the important part of what we're trying to do. My name is Brennan Crook, and I am an agent of inclusion.